Hi, and welcome to English Expressions Online Tutoring. All right, today we have a speaking lesson for you. And actually, we're going to study some grammar as well related to that grammar pattern that we're going to look at. We're going to learn how to speak more like a native speaker. Now, remember, you do not need to speak more like a native English speaker. But if you're speaking with native English speakers, maybe this lesson will help you. Maybe they will understand you more, and maybe you will understand them more as you go. Okay, remember, native English speakers link words together when they speak, but when they say function words, now these are like articles, prepositions, conjunctions, they're not very, very important words. When they pronounce the vowel sounds in those function words, they use schwa. It's a very, very short sound. Now, when they say content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, they say them fully. All right, today we're going to look at modals in the past. Okay, so the grammar pattern we're going to look at today is modal plus have plus the past participle of the main verb. Now, this grammar pattern will allow you to use different modals to describe past events. A native English speaker does not say a modal in the past tense like this, okay? A native English speaker will use schwa, you see? So, have here is an auxiliary verb. That means it's a function word. Have can be a content word. It can be a very important word. I have a jacket, okay? Here, have is the main verb. But in this modal pattern, have is a helper verb. It's an auxiliary verb. So we don't say it fully. We use schwa. Actually, a native English speaker will use schwa for this whole word. So for a native English speaker, this modal pattern will be modal plus schwa plus the past participle of the main verb. Or modal verb plus schwa and v, plus the past participle of the main verb if the main verb starts with a vowel. And you'll see some examples as we go along in this lesson today. All right, the first grammar modal pattern in the past that we're going to look at today is could have plus the past participle of the main verb. Native English speakers don't say could have. When they're talking together, they say coulda or could've. We use could have to talk about something in the past that was possible to do, but it was not done. For example, I had lots of time. I could have studied harder for the test. Okay, so in this example, this person did not do well on the test. Okay, and they said, I could have studied harder for the test. So this means that it was possible to study more, but they did not do it. Now, a native English speaker wouldn't say this. A native English speaker would say, I had lots of time. I could have studied harder for the test. Okay, now here, notice that lots of. Native English speakers don't pronounce of. They just use schwa, lots of. And they link it on to lots. I had lots of. And notice here, had. We say it fully. Because here, have is a content word. It's a main verb. Notice, we don't say could have. We say coulda. I coulda studied harder. Further. Now, we don't say for. We don't use the full vowel sound for the preposition for. We use schwa. Further. And we link it onto the. We say further like one word. For the test. Now, we can also say could not have. And this means that something was not possible to do in the past. even if someone wanted to do it. And we don't say, native English speakers don't say could not have. Native English speakers say couldn't. Couldn't. You see, we use the contraction couldn't. We rarely say could not. Native English speakers use the contraction 90% of the time. So couldn't or couldn't have if the past participle starts with a vowel. We could not have studied for the test because it was a pop quiz. Okay, now, here, this is perfect English, but a native English speaker would not say it like that. A native English speaker would say, we couldn't have studied for the test because it was a pop quiz. Okay, notice how the second one, the native English speaker way, is faster. We could not have studied harder for the test because it was a pop quiz. We couldn't have studied harder for the test because it was a pop quiz. Okay, so linking makes it faster. And schwa makes it faster. Okay, so here, we couldn't, we use the contraction. We couldn't, we just use schwa. We couldn't studied harder for the, okay, for the, again, test. Now, we don't say because. Native English speakers drop the B. We say cuz. Now, the next word is it. That starts with a vowel. It's a pronoun. It's a function word. It's not important. Now, cuz ends in an S sound. The next one is a vowel. I and it. When the S sound meets a vowel, we put a Z sound. Cause it was. Not was. We use schwa for was. Was. Cause it was. It was a? No. We use schwa. It was a. It was a. Pop quiz. Those are content words. We say them fully. Now, a pop quiz is a surprise test. A pop quiz is a test, a small test, that your teacher gives you, but does not tell you before. It's a pop quiz. I could not have applied for that job because I'm not qualified. Native English speakers wouldn't say that. We would say, I couldn't have applied for that job because I'm not qualified. So, we don't say, I could not. No, I couldn't. And notice here, we don't say couldna, we say couldn't've. Couldn't've. We use the V because we want to use the V to link with the A in applied. I couldn't have applied. I couldn't have applied. It's like one word. I couldn't have applied for the job. Cause. Now, cause I. Again, the Z links in the middle. Cause I'm. So here we don't say cause I am. We use the contraction. Cause I'm not qualified. Now, we can also use could have when we are guessing something that happened in the past. But we don't know the truth, if it happened or not. We just make a guess. Maybe it happened. He's never late like this. I wonder what happened. He could have slept in. I'll call him. Okay, here. Notice how native English speakers wouldn't say he could have slept in. And that means it's possible that he slept too much and now he's late. Native English speakers would say he coulda slept in. And we linked slept and in together. I'll call him. We link call and him also. But we drop the H. The H does not link well. So we take it off and then we have that vowel I left and that links with the L. Call him. He could have slept in. I'll call him. We also do this for should have. Native English speakers say shoulda or should have. And should have means something was a good idea to do, but they did not do it. It was not done. Oh, I ate too much pasta and now I feel sick. I should have eaten a salad. Okay, here, native English speakers don't say that. They say, I should have eaten a salad. And notice how for the article they don't say they just say schwa. I should have eaten a, and they link it onto eaten. I should have eaten a salad. Now, we also say should not have, but we say shouldna or shouldn't have. And should not have means something in the past was not a good idea, but it was done, but they did it. For example, she should not have come home so late. Now her parents are angry. Okay, a native English speaker wouldn't say this. A native English speaker would say, she shouldn't have come home so late. Now her parents are angry. Okay, so she shouldn't have. And sometimes, even if the next verb is not a vowel, sometimes we say of. Okay? So she shouldn't have come home. So we link those come and home together. And notice how from before, as I said, H does not link well. So we drop the H. Come home. Now, her. We drop the H. Now we link them. Now her parents, sir. We use the contraction. We don't say her parents are. Her parents are angry. Her angry. So the R links onto the A in angry. Now her parents are angry. Should have or shoulda or should have is also used for probability. So when something is expected to have happened in the past. So we expect it. So it probably has a high probability. We use should have. He should have arrived by now. Where is he? Native English speakers maybe would say that, but they would usually say, he should have arrived by now. Where is he? Okay, notice, he should have arrived. He should have arrived. We use the V because arrived starts with an A, which is a vowel. And where is? The R links onto the I, R in is. Where is? And is ends in an S. But he, we drop the H, and now we have a vowel. S and a vowel, we put a Z. Where is Z? Where is he? Native English speakers also do this for may have, where we say maya or may have, and might have, where we say mighta or might have. May have or might have talk about something that possibly happened in the past. These are like could have in that sense. Where is he? He might have had to stay late tonight. Okay, here we don't say might have, had to. We say he mighta. He might have had to stay late tonight. He might have had to. See, to is a function word. We don't say to. We say to. He might have had to stay late tonight. She may have told me her name, but I can't remember. Native English speakers don't say that. A native English speaker would say, she may have told me her name, but I can't remember. Okay, so she may have. She may have. Now here, told does not start with a vowel, but sometimes we use the V. She may have told me. We drop the H. Told me your. Told me your. Now here's the two vowels. Me and So here we put a Y sound in the middle. Me your name. But I can't remember. And notice how the I links onto the but I. And really, this is called a flap T, and we don't pronounce the T fully like a T. It's sort of more like a D, but it's still a little like a T. We'll talk about that in another lesson. Now, we can take the negative. May not have. He may not have made it to the bus stop on time. So this means maybe he did not arrive to the bus stop on time and missed the bus. But a native English speaker would say, he may not have made it to the bus stop on time. Okay, so here we don't use the contraction for mightn't or mayn't. We don't use that. So here we say may not do, okay? So he may not have made it, made it, okay? The D and the I link to the, okay? Schwa, to the bus stop on, and the P in stop links on to the O and on, pawn, time. Okay, so here notice, made it is like one word. Bus stop on is like one word. We also do this for would have. But a native English speaker would say woulda or would've. This means that someone was willing to do something in the past, but they did not do it. But they were willing to do it, but it didn't happen. I would have helped you, but I was busy. Native English speaker wouldn't say that. A native English speaker would say, I would have helped you, but I was busy. We don't say, I would have helped you. No. You is a pronoun. That's a function word. We use schwa. I would have helped you. But I was? No. But I. Now here, that T in but is like a D sound a little bit. But I. And was also links on. And we don't say was. We use schwa for the vowel sound. Was. But I was. We say like one word. But I was busy. I would have answered the phone, but my hands are dirty. Okay, a native English speaker wouldn't say that. A native English speaker would have said, I would have answered the phone, but my hands are dirty. Okay, here, answered, the main verb, starts with a vowel. So we say would have answered, and we link them. Would have answered the phone, and here, my is a possessive pronoun. But we don't say my, it's too long. But ma, we schwa. But my hands are. We use the contraction. Hands are? No. But my hands are dirty. Now, would have or would not have is also used in the third conditional form of the verb. And this is like an if clause with an if clause. And the third conditional is used to express a regret. Something that about the past you want to change, but you cannot change it. If it had been warmer, we would have gone swimming. Native English speakers don't say that. They say, if it had been warmer, we would have gone swimming. So here, if it had, okay? If it, the F links onto the I, and we use a contraction here. If it had been warmer, we would have gone, okay, would have gone swimming. Now, sometimes we drop the G in ing verbs. Sometimes we leave it. If I knew you had cooked dinner, I would not have brought home a pizza. Native English speakers don't say that. A native English speaker would say, if I knew you'd cook dinner, I wouldn't have brought home a pizza. Okay, so if I knew you'd, okay, so we link. That's the contraction, actually. If I knew you'd cooked dinner, I wouldn't have. Now, I think I said I wouldn't have brought. Okay? Now, again, brought does not start with a vowel, but that's okay. Sometimes native English speakers use the V. And notice how brought home. In home, we drop the H and link it on with the T. Brought home, bratoma, and see the we don't say bratoma. We say and we link it on. Bratoma, pizza. So, brought home bratoma, we say like one word. If I knew you'd cook dinner, I wouldn't have brought home a pizza. And of course, native English speakers also say this for must have. But we say musta or must've. And must have is used to describe things in the past that had a very high probability of happening. For example, oh, she looks tired. She must have worked late last night. Native English speakers don't say that. A native English speaker would say, she looks tired. She must have worked late last night. Okay? She must have worked. She must have worked late last night. Now, we can also use this in the negative form. Must not have. Except, of course, a native English speaker would say, must nota or must not have. Now, notice that here for the negative, just like may or might, we do not use the contraction. It doesn't sound correct. So don't say mustn't or mustn't have. You could say that. It's okay. But usually we would say must nota or must not have. Oh, she looks tired. She must not have slept well last night. Native English speaker would not say that. A native English speaker would say, oh, she looks tired. She must not have slept well last night. She must nota. Must nota. All right. So today we learned how native English speakers pronounce the modal plus have plus past participle of a main verb to describe past events. So a native English speaker would probably not say could have. A native English speaker would probably say coulda. Or if the next word, the past participle, starts with a vowel, they would say could've, could've. Or couldn't-a, or couldn't-have for the negative. A native English speaker would probably not say should have. They would probably say shoulda or should've. Now, a native English speaker wouldn't say might have or may have. They would say mighta or might have or may have. Or maya or may have. Now, also, notice for the negative, may not have. Native English speakers would not use the contraction. They would say may nota or might not have. Okay? And native English speakers wouldn't say would have. They would probably say woulda or would've. And must have, musta, must've. Now, if you want, you can speak the proper way to speak English. You can say must have. You can say should have. But if you're speaking with native English speakers, maybe you want to speak like this. They will understand you more, and maybe soon you will understand them even better. All right. Stay tuned to English Expressions for more speaking like a native English speaker videos. Happy English.
Visit EnglishExpressYes.com and please like and please subscribe.